Hey everyone, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. As you can tell, I'm on top of it today because it's so light out. Usually I'm recording when it's darker, so. But today, tonight, I'm going to post this tonight. I think it is time to take a little break from all of the malarkey going on in the world. And let's focus on some bigger picture spiritual stuff for a little while, okay? So we are going to do I think we have 3 parts, or at least 2 for sure. Let me see. For life review questions. Yeah, we have 2 parts so far. So there probably will be a third if you have additional questions, okay? So if you're new here, hello, I'm Karen. I would highly recommend, if you want to know what's going on with these dowsing rods or a little bit more about me, that you go to the Start Here playlist. I'll put it right here at the end of this video, okay? Otherwise, I will have a playlist here for Ask the Spirit Guides, which are a bunch of other videos like the one I'm doing here with the dowsing rods. Then I have on this side, I will put angel card readings and then coffee with Karen. So those are kind of the 4 things that I've got going on the channel. So welcome. If you like this content, it'd be amazing if you would subscribe. I think, we're getting up. I would love to get to 50,000 at some point, and it's really just to keep building this community. Okay. So welcome. And like I said, we're going to talk about life reviews, which would mean, well, you'll find out what it means as we ask questions, because I only have like a really small definition of what I think it is. But the idea would be that when you pass away or you go to heaven it's just different ways people describe it, or you cross over the veil would be another way, or you change timelines, we could even say that, then I think we could say change timelines. I mean, I think we can change timelines now, but I don't know. I guess maybe now I kind of flummox myself with the change timeline thing, but that might not fall in that category, but we'll find out. Okay. So yes, so when you pass away, in theory, what we have heard from a lot of spiritual folks over the years, what I have heard and others, is that you do a life review. So when you pass away, you go kind of spend some time looking at your life on Earth and feeling what anything you've done, like every second of it is what I've heard. And you get to feel what other people felt, whether it's good or bad, depending on how you interacted with people or the impact you made on the world, all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of basically a review, an assessment of how you did. So we're going to ask questions about that. Now, these questions came from the community, okay? I did not ask any of these. I didn't put any of these questions down. I might have clarifying questions, so I might add to them, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. So for the part 1, we have 21 questions. And actually 22. There's a little bonus at the end. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this is all about. I'm excited because I haven't asked them real specific questions about life review yet. So now you're going to notice on the screen right here, it says yes and no, okay? And those are basically how they can answer using the dowsing rods. If you are going to use a pendulum with something like this is real fancy, where they could spell out words for you, that would be a little different. But for now, we're just going with yes or no questions. All right. You might see when they're answering yes or no, you might see the other one moving a little bit. It's just because of the energy of the one that they're answering is kind of shifting the opposite side. You'll just have to know that I do feel the energy and I can tell where they're moving. Okay, so every once in a while I'll see them moving quite a bit, like right now. Like that's a hello from both sides. So that wouldn't be helpful for me because I can't tell the difference between that. They just decided to give you an example of that. Okay, so I am not moving this. Can you guys just give me a yes, please? Okay. Okay, so that's a yes. So we're kind of a weak yes. Sometimes when they're quite serious about something, they will go woo, woo, woo. Okay. And can you guys show me a no, please? There we go. Plus it helps me to see how I'm holding my hands up for you guys so you can see. All right. Let's push you back a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, so question number one. Is there a life review? Oh, hang on a second. Halt, cut, clear. Let me just chat with them for a second. I have done my prayer, but for you guys, I'll just say it again. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Hey, y'all. My spirit guides, my guardian angel, how you guys doing? Good. So I actually haven't done the prayer of challenge or the law of challenge for a couple days. So I'm going to do that. Pull my little book out here, my bullet journal. And I got it written down in here. So this comes from one of the 33 spiritual laws in the book that we're currently reading called as a community, the Golden Future. Okay. So it's something I just recently learned about. So I put it in my bullet journal and I'm doing it about every, I don't know, 2 or 3 days just to make sure. Okay. So the law of challenge is for your protection in the third dimensional world of light and dark. Okay. So just so you know what it is. And it is, according to this book, Diana Cooper, it's one of Jesus's, Master Jesus is what she calls him. And this is not a religious book. This is a spiritual book about the fifth dimension, where we're going in the golden future. And Jesus has 33 spiritual laws that will be carried into the golden future. And the law of challenge is one of them. Okay. So so basically how it works, I might as well give you a little teaching for those of you who need a reminder or never heard this before. If a being, like some spiritual being, some energy, enters your space under this law, if you ask, in the name of Christ, are you the purest and highest light? If you ask that 3 times, an honest answer must be given. Okay? So I'm just going to, for shits and giggles, I do believe that they are of the highest and purest light. But I do, now that I know this law, we might as well check every once in a while. So in the name of Christ, are you of the purest and highest light? Yes. Okay, thank you. In the name of Christ, are you of the purest and highest light? Yes. And in the name of Christ, are you of the purest and highest light? Yes. Okay. So according to the law of challenge, after 3 times, an honest answer must be given. Okay. So we know they're of the highest and purest light. Okay. Can you guys, we have some questions. Our community here has some questions about life reviews after death, basically. After we pass on from our human experience. Are you open to answering those questions truthfully, please? I know you always tell the truth, but yes? Okay. All right. And if there's any question you're not comfortable with, you'll abstain. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, great. All right. So number 1. Is there a life review, like what we would call a life review when we die? Yes. Okay. If yes, does every soul go through this? Okay. Yes. So every single 100% of everyone who lives on Earth and passes to the other side will go through a life review? Yes. Okay. Number 2, is the review meant to see whether we fulfilled our soul contract? No. Is it meant to review some of our soul contract? Yes. Okay. Does that mean we need to include things we failed? Okay, so then the next follow-up question to the soul contract question was if yes, but I'm still going to ask it, okay? If we, well, okay, let me ask this because I see the word fail, but I have a feeling they're going to get stuck on that. Do we ever fail on earth? No. Does our highest self or soul feel that we fail? Like, would we, no, would we ever be given a grade of F? Would even someone like Hitler be given a grade of F? No. Okay. Would somebody like F-45 be given a grade of F? No. Is that because there is no is that because you are judgment free in the spirit world? Yes. Okay. So I know you guys are going to have lots of questions. So just ask them in the comments and we'll do, we have a part 2, but we'll keep adding. Okay. All right. So the question was, does it mean we need to include things that we quote unquote failed in on our next contract? So let's just say if we don't, I'm talking to the SGs, if we don't accomplish something in our soul contract, let's just say I don't accomplish something in my soul contract right now. I pass away. Will I want to add what I did not accomplish onto my next soul contract? Yes. Okay. Is that always 100% certain that we would add it? No. Okay. Okay. And we have free will whether or not to add it? Okay, so I all of a sudden have a bunch of questions. I'm just going to throw them in here real quick. Kind of bigger questions for me, bigger picture questions. When we do our life review, is that done with God only? No. Is it done with God? Like, do we literally have pearly gates where we are like sit in judgment? Like, okay, so we're going to answer, okay, are there pearly gates? Yes. See, they're about to answer that, and then they were going to switch to no about, okay. So do we, I think the Bible or something, I think there are religions who say we sit in judgment or something. I don't know enough about that to ask, but is that true? We sit in judgment before God? No. Okay. When we do our life review, are we doing it with our spirit guides and our guardian angel? Oh, okay. Yes. Do we have any other loved ones with us? So let's say my mom, who's passed, will she greet me when I pass? Will her soul greet me? Yes. And will she participate in my soul contract review or my life review? Oh, yes. Is that because she was a part of my life here? Is that why she participates? Oh, nice. Okay. Yes. And so anyone else, let's say for instance, so let's say I pass before my sister Marcia passes, okay? And Marcia and I have a relationship on Earth, just like I do with many other family members or friends or whatever. This is just an example. Will Marcia's higher self be participating because part of her higher self is here having a human experience, but will her higher self participate in my life review? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yes. Okay. So anyone that I've interacted with on Earth would be their higher selves would be a part of that life review in some way. Wow. Okay. Yes. That sounds like a big deal. Is it a big deal? Okay. Yes. How long does it take to do a life review typically? Is it like in human, let's put it in human form so we can understand it, time. Does it take in human form an hour? More than an hour? Oh, it doesn't take more than an hour. Okay, because we can see it all at one time when we're in spirit form? Wow, that must be a big rush of energy. Okay, so the answer was yes. Okay. All right. So I just had to get some of those bigger picture questions. They might come up a little later here, but I just had to get those out of the way for myself. All right. Hopefully they were helpful for you. So, okay, so this is, it actually does get to the God question, but a little slightly different. So will we get commentary? So when we sit down with our spirit guides and guardian angel to do the life review, and obviously everybody else, and I think sit down is funny. I don't know that we actually sit down. Do we actually sit down? No. Okay. I don't think we have a butt anymore. Do we have a butt that we can sit down? No. Okay. Will we get commentary from God during our life review? Oh, okay. Yes, but it is judgment free. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Will we get commentary from Jesus? Oh, no. Okay. Could we if we asked? Yes. Okay, so that's not an automatic. So do we get commentary from God automatically, whether we ask or not? Yes. Okay. Do we get commentary from anyone else, whether we ask or not? No. Okay. So if we ask, so God is the only one who gives us commentary then. Sort of guidance and some feedback, maybe. Okay. All right. I just saw a squirrel. That's what I get when I have my blinds open. Squirrel. All right. Number 4, which is really like more like 10 after I asked all those other questions. Are any of the below, so I'm going to, oh, okay. So I already asked some of these, but I'm going to ask them again. Are any of the, there's 4 listed here below with us during the life review? So we asked our guardian angel is there during our life review. Yes. Our spirit guides. So we each have 2 spirit guides. They have told us before in the past. Yes. Okay. Any ascended masters with us during the, okay. And so Jesus is an ascended master. Okay. So no. And then loved ones. We talked about that. Okay. All right. So basically, again, anyone we have interacted with on earth, like anyone, we will see our interaction with them. Is that correct? Like every single interaction we've had, every single one, we will. Oh boy. Keep that in mind, folks. Okay. All right. Number 5. Does life review happen instantly after we pass? Yes. Like instantly? Like you don't even get a breath? No. Okay. So in human terms, how much time do you have between passing and doing your life review? Can you tell us in human time? Is it less than an hour? No. Is it, so we have more than an hour between when we pass and when we do our life review? Yes. Is it more than a day? Okay. So it really isn't instant. Maybe it's instant there, but oh, does it depend? Does it depend on, okay, yes, it does. Okay. So it depends on how ready somebody is. So do we have free will as to when we do our life review? Yes. Okay. Do some of us choose to do it instantly? Okay. So yes. Does that depend on the length of time we were on Earth? Ah, okay. So yes, the answer is yes. So if we decided that we were only going to have an experience in the womb and then exit before we're born, let's say a very short experience, then would that, so yes, they hear what I'm saying. So would that life review be pretty short and instant? Yes. But somebody who maybe had a 90-year experience on Earth might Would they take a little bit more time before they wanted to do the life review? Yes. Okay. All right. Sweet. This is exciting. I'm excited to stop talking about F-45 for a little while. Just even though that, doing this kind of stuff to deal with our feelings has been helpful for me, and I know it has for a lot of people, but it's nice to take a little break. Let's just take a little break. Get to the big picture stuff. Okay. So number 6, even though I might have answered some of these, I'm still going to ask the question in the way that they were asked, okay? So is our life review a forced thing? No. But it is 100% certain we will all do one? Yes. Okay. Then the question was, if no, do we have a choice? Do we have a choice to do a life review? No. So it's not forced, but we don't have a choice. Let me just clarify. Would we ever choose not to? No. Okay. So would that defeat the purpose of us coming to Earth and seeing how we did and all that? Yes. Okay. So we do have a choice, but we would not choose that. Is that correct? Okay. They're really swinging. The energy is like, woo, all over the place. Okay. All right. So I hope that makes sense to me. So number 7, do we prepare for our life review? Oh, thank goodness. Have you ever had to write like a end of year report? It was like my least favorite thing to ever have to do. I mean, it was kind of fun in a way after you got all the information together, because then you could see the big picture, but gathering everything, ugh. Did not enjoy that part of being in a career. Okay, so let's see. Number 8, do other souls need to give their permission so we feel how they felt? No. Okay, so regardless, so permission is not needed, is that correct? Well, let's just say, is permission needed? It's the same thing I think we just asked, but is permission needed to feel? They're like really swinging hard. Okay, so no permission needed. Is the life review done through Akashic records? No. And before people ask what the Akashic records are, I really don't. I mean, I do know, but I know about this much. We will do another answer question eventually on Akashic records. In fact, I've got a book on my bookshelf on the Akashic records. I haven't read it yet, but I will put down in the link which one I bought. It looks really good. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And we'll probably do it as book club, either in the membership or on the public channel. I think I'll do a book club on the public channel every once in a while. So we'll see which one. I'll let the Spirit Circle decide which one they want to do within the Spirit Circle versus in the public channel. So, okay. So the Akashic records, again, you might want to just look it up. We won't go into detail about that right now. All right. Number 10, when we pass, do our memories get wiped out because they were stored in our brain? No. Okay. Number 11, do our spirit guides record our life themselves? No. Okay. Is it just like is our higher self recording our experience? Yes. Okay. So everything is retained within the higher self? Yes. Is everything retained within Source itself too? Okay. So Source and our higher self have all the memories of our lifetimes. Yes. Do our spirit guides maintain all the memories of our lifetimes? No. Okay. Do they only maintain the memories of their own lifetimes? Yes. Okay. So just Source and our higher selves. Yes, which basically we are a part of Source, correct? So that's why? Okay. All right. Okay. Great questions, you guys. Number 12, is there some kind of information storing field around the earth that we tune into? What? Yes, there is. Do say more. That is not something I have additional questions on, but I would like to. So yeah, feel free to add additional questions about that for the next round of life review questions. Number 13, do we also see other people's perspectives when we do our life review? Yes, so the example was not just how they felt, but also why they felt a certain way, like so, and what they thought. Would we see why they felt it? Okay, and what they thought? Okay. And so we'll feel it, see it, and hear it basically, and understand it from their perspective. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, I think that's really great. Did you see my face? I think that's really great. I try to be a pretty good person, but right before the election, I was, telling people how I felt about people who were supporting F-45. So it doesn't mean they felt anything, but in case they did, it's just an example. I'm sure I've made other people feel like poop, especially as a teenager, right? Before we kind of get a grip on things. All right, let's see. Although I've always been pretty empathetic, I have to say. Okay, let's see. Of course, that could also get us in trouble. Okay, I'm going down a rabbit hole. If we're overly empathetic, people are probably like, get away from me, right? So that has its own feelings attached to it. Okay. Is there some kind of... All right. Number 14. Do we need to experience another's negative reaction when there is no ill intent behind it? No. Okay. Will we still feel another's negative reaction, even if there wasn't any ill intent behind it? Yes. Okay. So the difference in that question was, do we need to versus will we? Okay. So that's why I clarified that. And it's giving me a wrist break for some reason. I needed one. So the difference is will versus need. Okay. So it looks like we will do that, but we don't need to. Okay. Number 15, during our life review, do we get to learn the why behind the bad things that happen to us? Yes. If yes, will we understand what the lesson was? Yes, they're really swinging hard on that. Okay. So will we be grateful then, regardless of whatever has happened to us on earth, maybe the worst thing that we could feel possible? Will we understand it and have it and consider it a blessing? Okay, yes, wide swing. So hopefully that helps some of us folks here who are going through some hard stuff or have gone through some really hard stuff. Yeah, really strong energy on that, you guys. So you might want to go back in the Ask the Spirit Guides playlist. Will be right here in this corner. There are several. Oh, no, sorry. I keep thinking the soul contract. There's a couple soul contracts. I put them in the Start Here folder. Okay. You can explore both of them, but the Start Here, I put more basic, like general questions. I don't know. Maybe I should put the life review ones in that Start Here too. Maybe. I might do that. Okay. Let's see. Number 16. All right. There's a little story behind this. So I had a lot of dreams where I am with the counselor. Okay. So somebody in the community is asking this question. I had a lot of dreams where I am with the counselor. They are not judging me, more like reminding me of what I wanted to do. I am the one who ends up determining if I completed my life satisfactorily or not. Okay. So somebody who asked this question gave us a little background. So the question is, do we meet a counselor when we pass over? Okay, so the answer is no. So per se, a counselor may be the kind that you were dreaming of. So let me just ask, the person who asked this question, can you tap into that person, please? Okay, thank you. Are they, when they're dreaming and sleeping, are they actually consulting with their higher self and their spirit guides and source during this time? Yes. And are you, while they're dreaming, while they're actually doing that, are you just using the term the counselor as a way for them to process their dream? Yes. Okay. So you're kind of using human terms for them to be able to process their dream a little bit better and explain it. Yes, wide swing on that. Okay. Are we our own judge while the counsel that just makes sure we are fair to ourselves? Great. Good question. Yes. Okay. So when you say, I'm asking these guys, when he or she is getting that experience of the counsel, are we referring to what we had talked about already, the counsel being basically our higher self and God? Yes. And our spirit guides and guardian angel as well as part of that counsel? Yes. Okay, but you're not called the counsel. It's not like a counsel per se. Okay. No. Okay. All right. Great question. Cool dreams. You're up there like doing all your assessment already. That's cool. I think I've heard that that's kind of what we do when we sleep, that we leave our bodies and kind of check in. What's amazing is if we're all doing that, and I will ask them, but if we're all doing that, you're remembering. So that's pretty cool, I think. I hope that's a good experience for you. So do we all leave our bodies while, I think we've asked this before. Do we all leave our bodies while we are sleeping for counsel, basically? Yes. Okay. Every night we're sleeping? No. Okay. So just at some point, like, I don't know, is it a regular occurrence though? Okay. Yes. And so at some point, every human, their spirit, their soul does our soul actually leave our body? No. Okay. But we are in consult with our spirit guides and our guardian angel and source and our higher self, the council. We are in council while we are sleeping on a regular basis. Yes. Okay. That's fascinating that you get to remember that. That's really cool. So a lot of us probably, it's just something to work on if you want to be able to remember that. I think the golden future talks about that we're all going to I think we're going to be able to see spirits beyond the veil when we get to the golden future, which is not far from now. I think the SG said like 9 years. It was supposed to be 7, but I think they said 9 or 10. It's kind of pushed back a little bit. Is when the beginning will start and we'll be able to start to see each other's auras. Whoa, that'll be amazing if that happens. All right, 17. Is there judgment from God or others on the other side? We'll just ask again. No. Okay, so when Hitler left, the human Hitler, when his soul left, well, let's just make sure. Is Hitler dead? Yeah. Okay. I suppose he'd be quite old now, wouldn't he? When he left, was there judgment at all? No. Did he feel it though? Did he feel judgment? Yes. Does he still feel judgment? I kind of know the answer to this. Yes. Okay. Is that difficult for the spirit of Hitler, the higher self of Hitler? Yes, because you can imagine how often people talk about him or refer to him, That would be, yeah, we got to do a whole Hitler one. We have to because it's quite interesting. Yeah, I've already asked a bunch of questions about that. So we'll have to do that at some point. All right, 18. Do we feel shame or guilt for what we've done wrong when we're doing our life review? No. So if no, is there emotion as we know it on the other side? As we know it here as humans, is there emotion? No. Okay. Um, well, that kind of leads me though to my last question that I just asked about Hitler then. So even if there's no emotions, we still we still feel it though. Like we feel people's anger. Let's just say Hitler, his higher self feels people's anger towards him. Yes. Does that make him, as a spirit, higher self, need to continually work on keeping his vibration high? Like, does it, okay, yes. Um, does it take more energy for him to be able to do that? Yes. Okay. So that's what it is then. It's more of a vibrational, energetic effort, let's say. Okay. Interesting. Yes. All right. Do we feel warmth and pride from what we got right? No. Okay. If no, is there emotion as we know it on the other side? So that's the same question. And they're saying no. Okay. Number 20. Do I need to be afraid of the life review experience? No. Was Hitler afraid of the life review experience? No. Okay. So if he wasn't afraid, we don't need to be afraid, right? Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Number 21. You know, it's funny because my friends yesterday, we were sharing stuff that was going on in the world because there's a couple of our friends, two of us really pay attention and two of them don't, but they want us to share like highlights. Okay. Like, cause just so they can keep up what's going on. And two of them, I think we have different religious beliefs too, which is fine. We don't really talk about it that much, but religious or spiritual beliefs. And two of my friends by the end said, "Well, I hope he's going to hell, or they're going to hell, or something like that." And and I was like, okay, I didn't say anything, but I just wanted to say, well, I don't really believe in hell, so I don't think they are, but that was, but I just, that's fine. That's their choice to believe in hell. So does hell exist as we define it as humans? No. Okay. So we could have a heaven and hell, if you guys have like questions about heaven and hell, you can just start asking them here. And we've got a slew of all of your questions from every video I do waiting to be answered. So my sister-in-law keep adding them to different categories. So, and when we get enough question in each category is when they pop up here on the channel. So when we have time in between all the stuff that's going on world, just stuff that's more immediate, you know what I mean? Okay, 21. If we have a change of heart, will we be spared reviewing a scene from our lives where we know we messed up? No. Okay. So let me ask that again, because I think I know where you're going. So let's just say we mess up and we've apologized for the mess up. And the person we messed up with, let's say it's somebody, it's with somebody and they've accepted our apology and they have forgiven us, like wholeheartedly forgiven us. Will we be able to, are we spared reviewing that scene? No. Okay. But like we talked about earlier, I think it's a vibrational thing. It's not an emotional thing. So it might lower your vibration for a second so you could feel how they felt, and then you have to work to keep your vibration high. Am I explaining that well about vibration? Okay. Okay. Here's a question. Does lower vibration in spirit form hurt like sadness in human form? No. Okay. So I just had this sense, so well, maybe that's what emotion is to them, but does lower vibration hurt? No. Okay. It just doesn't feel as bright? Yes. All right. Okay. Interesting. All right. The last question is if we hang on a second. Do we have to okay. Marcia adds some funny things at the end, so that's cute. I think she added this. Funny Marcia, ha ha ha. I think it is funny. Okay, so although we already know we're not judged, but it's still funny. So do we have to sit kind of like in timeout for a while? If in like go in there and think about what you've done after our reviews? No? Okay. Even Hitler didn't have to do that? He didn't have to like to go over there and think about what you've done. No? F-45's not going to have to do that? What? All right. Are we going to have to do it in relation to F-45 because people who get so angry at him? No, we don't have to go in timeout either. But we will have to feel that anger towards him again, won't we? Yes. However, F-45's higher self is going to have to feel how we felt. Is that correct? And actually, yes. And actually, doesn't F-45's higher self feel it right now? Oh, yeah. Yes. And so is F-45's higher self thrilled about that? Oh, no. Okay. Not thrilled. All right. Okay. We'll stop it there. All right, you guys. Hopefully this was a nice little break from the day to day, all the stuff, if you know what I mean. And again, I'll say again, ask your questions, put them in the comments, and I'll see you in 2 days, two more days. So today is, well, it doesn't really matter because it depends on when you're watching this. So just look for part 2, okay, of Life Review, and we'll see you there. Okay, bye-bye.